The Ottoman Empire, founded in the late 13th century, rapidly expanded over the centuries, becoming one of the largest and most influential empires in history. It was a Sunni Muslim state with a strong centralized government, a formidable military, and a diverse population comprising various ethnic and religious groups.
At its zenith, the Ottoman Empire stretched across 3 continents, ruling over vast territories in Europe, Asia, and Africa. The Safavid Empire, in contrast, was a predominantly Shia Muslim state.
Established in the early 16th century by Shah Ismail I, it sought to unite Persia under a single banner. The Safavids made Shia Islam the state religion and exerted great influence on the region's culture and identity. Their empire encompassed much of modern-day Iran, Azerbaijan, and parts of Iraq. The most critical factor in the Ottoman-Safavid Wars was the religious divide between Sunni and Shia Islam. The Sunni Ottomans saw themselves as champions of the orthodox Islamic faith and aimed to counter the rising influence of Shia Islam in the region. This religious rivalry exacerbated tensions and provided a religious pretext for military confrontations. One of the primary causes of the Ottoman-Safavid Wars was the territorial competition over Mesopotamia and the Caucasus. Both regions were geographically significant, with fertile lands, trade routes, and strategic value. Control over these territories was essential for economic and political reasons. Mesopotamia, often referred to as the cradle of civilization, Mesopotamia is a historically rich region located between the Tigris and Euphrates rivers. Its agricultural productivity made it a desirable possession for both empires. Additionally, the proximity to the Persian Gulf and the Red Sea made it a valuable trade hub. The Caucasus Mountains, located to the north of Mesopotamia, served as a natural boundary between the two empires. The region's rugged terrain, combined with its ethnic diversity, made it a contentious zone. Control of the Caucasus allowed the empires to exert influence over the many ethnic groups residing there. In the early 16th century, a dynastic dispute within the Safavid Empire fueled the initial conflicts with the Ottomans. Shah Ismail I, the founder of the Safavid dynasty, passed away, leading to a series of succession struggles. This period of internal turmoil weakened the Safavids and emboldened the Ottomans to pursue their territorial ambitions in the east. Religion played a crucial role in the Ottoman-Safavid Wars. The Ottoman Empire saw itself as the defender of Sunni Islam, while the Safavids were fervent Shia Muslims. This religious divide was not just a matter of theology but was also entangled with the politics and identity of the two empires. It fueled animosity and provided a justification for conflict. Our First Ottoman-Safavid War, 1514. The opening act of the Ottoman-Safavid Wars occurred in 1514 at the Battle of Calderon. The Safavids, under the leadership of Shah Ismail I, faced the Ottomans led by Sultan Selim I. Despite a larger Safavid force, the Ottomans achieved a decisive victory. The battle's outcome was attributed to various factors, including Ottoman military organization, advanced weaponry, and better tactics. The Ottomans also enjoyed the support of local Sunni tribes, further highlighting the religious dimension of the conflict. The Battle of Calderon marked a significant turning point in the Ottoman-Safavid Wars. It resulted in the annexation of much of eastern Anatolia and Mesopotamia by the Ottomans, severely weakening Safavid territorial control in the region. The second major conflict between the Ottomans and the Safavids began in 1532. This war, which would last for over 2 decades, is sometimes referred to as the Ottoman-Safavid War of 1532–1555 or the War of Iraq. The central theater of this conflict was Mesopotamia, with both empires vying for control of strategic cities like Baghdad. Capture of Baghdad. In 1534, the Ottomans, under the command of Suleiman the Magnificent, captured Baghdad from the Safavids. This marked a significant blow to the Safavid Empire and solidified Ottoman control over Mesopotamia. Treaty of Amasya, 1555. The protracted conflict finally ended with the Treaty of Amasya in 1555. This treaty recognized Ottoman control over Mesopotamia, while the Safavids retained Persia and parts of the Caucasus. It temporarily stabilized the border between the two empires. The Third Ottoman-Safavid War, also known as the Ottoman-Safavid War of 1578–1590, saw the Ottomans launch a campaign to expand their influence in the Caucasus. Battle of Dimdim, 1609. One of the notable battles during this war was the Battle of Dimdim, which occurred in 1609. The Ottomans besieged the fortress of Dimdim, a stronghold of the Shia sect known as the Ali Haq. This prolonged siege, known for its brutality, ended in Ottoman victory and further consolidated their presence in the region. The Fourth Ottoman-Safavid War, sometimes called the Ottoman-Safavid War of 1603 to 1618, was another extended conflict characterized by shifting alliances and territorial disputes. Treaty of Nasu Pasha, 1611. This treaty temporarily brought a truce to the war, with both empires recognizing the status quo along the border. Treaty of Sarav, 1618. The war ultimately ended in 1618 with the Treaty of Sarav, which largely maintained the status quo. The Caucasus remained a contested zone, and the Ottomans continued to hold Mesopotamia. The Ottoman-Safavid Wars resulted in the redrawing of borders in the Middle East. The Ottomans solidified their control over Mesopotamia, and the Safavids maintained their hold over Persia and parts of the Caucasus. The Caucasus itself remained a contested region, with a fluctuating border. The wars deepened the religious divide between Sunni and Shia Islam, exacerbating sectarian tensions that persist to this day. The Ottoman-Safavid Wars reinforced the sectarian identities of the two empires and influenced the religious demographics of the regions under their control. Despite the animosity and conflict, there was a notable exchange of cultural, artistic, and intellectual ideas between the Ottomans and Safavids. This exchange enriched the cultural heritage of both empires and contributed to the broader Islamic world. The protracted conflicts with the Ottomans weakened the Safavid Empire. It suffered from internal strife, economic difficulties, and a loss of territory. By the end of the 17th century, the Safavid Empire had entered a period of decline, further accelerated by the rise of other regional powers. While the Ottoman-Safavid Wars were ongoing, new powers emerged in the region, notably the Mughal Empire in India and the Russian Empire to the north. These rising powers would come to play significant roles in the geopolitics of the Middle East and the Caucasus.
The Ottoman-Safavid Wars of the 16th to 18th centuries were driven by a complex interplay of territorial ambitions, religious rivalry, and dynastic disputes. These conflicts reshaped the political and religious landscape of the Middle East, and their repercussions continue to be felt today. The wars highlighted the significance of Mesopotamia and the Caucasus as critical regions for controlling trade, resources, and power projection. The religious animosities between Sunni and Shia Islam played a central role in fueling the conflicts, contributing to sectarian tensions that persist in the region. Ultimately, the Ottoman-Safavid Wars significantly influenced the course of Middle Eastern history. They led to changes in borders, contributed to the decline of the Safavid Empire, and facilitated the emergence of new regional powers. Understanding these wars is crucial for comprehending the modern-day complexities of the Middle East and its intricate geopolitical dynamics.